Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sessions Cafe, brought to you by Intrigue Magazine. I'm your host, Keri D. Singleton, and today we welcome Demedrius Charles to the show.
Thank you.
I give you like a real stage Broadway type entrance, brother. I know you want to shake the hand. Thank you for coming to the show, man. So you're from St. Lucia.
I am.
The weather out there must be
Hot.
I like hot weather. So I'm born and raised in Boston, but I'm a person that loves heat at heart. Is it beautiful there? It's the palm trees and.
One thing I can tell you, it is extremely beautiful, but it is extremely hot too.
Yeah, but
I don't like heat.
I would not have a problem with that. So you must love New York then.
I love New York.
Yeah, okay.
Because,
I mean,
yes, I definitely.
I love New York, but more so in July and August than I do in December and February. When did you fall in love with writing? Let's get right into it, because you're a film director, you're a writer, you're a poet. Let's talk about you. We've already talked about St. Lucia. When did you fall in love with writing?
I think I fell in love with writing at college.
Okay.
I always knew I loved writing, but I fell in love with it.
Okay.
At college.
Okay.
Yes.
And what school did you go to?
Hawking College in Ohio.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cold in Ohio.
Yes.
Yeah, you must have loved it up there.
Yes.
You must have loved it up there. You have made for TV shows under your belt. Explain to me about made for TV shows versus shows that are not made for TV, I guess.
Well, the shows that I wrote, like The Demedrius or Pot Calling Kettle, those shows can easily be broadcast on network television.
Okay.
Like Pot Calling Kettle will be broadcast on Calabash TV in St. Lucia next month.
Wow, congratulations.
So, yes, thank you. So these shows are written and produced in a way that can be done like that.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, all right. And you've also done, Demedrius, some off-Broadway work.
Yes.
That's got to be pretty fascinating.
It was, and it was actually my first production.
Okay.
Before I went into television and movies, I started off with plays. The first one, I believe, was at the American Theater of Actors, which is on 54th Street.
Here in New York City?
Here in New York City.
Okay.
And then when I did Le Chateau, I did that at the Paul Robeson Theater in Brooklyn.
I'm familiar.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm familiar with Paul Robeson Theater. Okay. Now, you have several pieces of work I want to talk about. Broken, the Demedrius.
The Demedrius.
Yeah. Of course, Pot Calling Kettle, and Ascension, I Am Not My Mother. So let's start with Broken. Let's start with that.
Broken was my first movie.
Okay.
I really enjoyed doing that movie. That show featured the Tony Award winner this year on Broadway, Cara Young.
Wow, okay.
Yes, she was part of that ensemble.
Wow. It's amazing, man.
Yeah, thank you. That one was more or less based on, and we've seen that kind of story before, but it's always how you tell your story. It's about a woman who left her country to further educate herself, only to be bombarded by a number of obstacles, one of them being her own husband, who is back on the island.
Oh,
So
she's disconnected from the love of her life.
Yeah, well, if you want to call it that.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Okay. Wow. So that's got to be an interesting story.
Yeah.
Is she St. Lucian?
She is American, playing a St. Lucian.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. But the island that that we're referencing is St. Lucia. Okay. And the Demedrius, the Demedrius.
Yes.
Thank God for cue cards, right?
Yes. Listen, the Demedrius is about. It's a spin-off from Marcello.
Okay.
There was an actress that was featured in that show that was so good that we spin the show off.
Oh, wow. Okay.
To have her headline the show. And what a show. It's about, an Italian family marrying into a black family. And it's a crime suspense drama.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but for some reason when you said an Italian and black, I'm thinking food. I'm a foodie.
Yeah, well.
So I'm thinking spaghetti and fried chicken. I just, Pot Calling Kettle.
Yeah. is one of the most watched show that I've written. And the funny thing is that it was done by how would I say it, by a mistake.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, and it stars my entire family because they are all in the entertainment industry. But writing it was I was on my way back from Montreal, which is where the show is filmed.
Okay.
And I was heading back to New York when I scripted it. And then I called them and I said, well, I think I have the first 5 or 6 episodes written. And we did it not expecting it to be that, I don't want to use the word famous, but what word am I looking for here?
I don't know. I'm sitting here tilting my head like a German shepherd myself, trying to figure out what word you might be thinking of here.
I didn't think people would gravitate to the show so much like that. But it's one of the shows that I'm very proud of, and it's the first show that has 3 seasons and going on the 4th season. Yeah.
Sometimes you don't really know what your audience, when you have a varied body of work, and sometimes you don't really know, which piece or which artistic offering is going to have the most impact on the audience.
Yeah, that would pull, yes.
And last but not least, the title sounds interesting enough, Ascension, I Am Not My Mother.
Oh, yes.
Sounds like a great song.
But it's a very troubling movie, domestic violence, which is a subject matter that I'm very passionate about because it's something I really don't care for.
Right.
It's the person who headlined this one was Aya Robinson, and it's Jackie Robinson's granddaughter.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a great actress. The movie has gotten so much recognition and so much. I'm in love with the movie. It's telling a story that's like I said, very passionate to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and resonates with so many, unfortunately, in our society today.
Exactly.
It really resonates with so much. I mean, so many different people, men and women.
Both. Exactly. Yes.
I think with men, it's just often not discussed as often as much.
Yeah.
Amazing. What are some of the, because you do so many different things, Demedrius. You do playwriting, which I salute because I don't know anything about how to write a play. Films and poetry. What are the differences between playwriting, films, and poetry, at least for you?
For me, the funny thing is that I've actually used poetry and turned them into plays.
Okay.
This is how Matters of the Heart was written. This is how Le Chateau was written, using some of the poetry I wrote and then finding a story, because every poem has a story, a beginning, a middle, and end.
Right.
But I was able to use a number of them to formulate and to create a piece. And I like that style of writing. I have moved away from it a little bit, going the more traditional way of writing now. But that's my method. I use the poetry because it has that storyline, and then I expand it to make a full-length play.
I want to delve into something. I want to pull something personal out of you, right? Where it relates to your art. So let's say that you have a blank canvas, a great script that you've either written or acquired. If this is going to be a film, your wish list for the actors in this film. We don't know if it's going to be a drama. We don't know if it's going to be comedy. We don't know if it's going to be horror. But just based on your love of actors, I want you to give me 2 actresses and 2 actors that you would definitely want to have, living or deceased, in this film. The budget is going to be enormous. The promotion behind it is going to be extensive. who are going to be the two actresses and two actors in Mr. Charles's blockbuster film?
I'm a fan of Halle Berry.
So am I.
Yes, I am definitely a fan of Halle Berry. But I'm also a huge fan of Meryl Streep.
Okay.
I love I just love the style of performances. In terms of actors, I would say Denzel Washington.
Okay.
And some people might think me crazy, but I'm actually a huge fan of Tom Cruise.
Okay. Why would you say that?
I
Tom is
don't
a
know.
legendary actor.
I'm a huge fan of Tom Cruise. I like his movies. They're always top notch. So I'm a big fan of his as well.
So would you have all four of those legendary actors and actresses in the same cast?
If the budget was endless,
It's endless.
yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Couple of questions before we close out. Couple of quick questions. So let's see how quickly you can answer these. Best film ever made. Jeopardy. Think the theme song.
Damn. I cannot give you an answer for that.
Come on, you're a filmmaker. You gotta. But in your opinion, was the best film ever made? In Mr. Charles's opinion.
In my opinion.
Because I'm gonna say Midnight Express, or maybe Jaws.
What if I said I like Still Magnolias?
Okay. Okay. Best actress to ever walk the planet, living or deceased.
Meryl Streep.
Best actor to ever walk the planet, living or deceased.
Denzel Washington.
And finally, best film producer, director, etc., to ever walk the planet, living or deceased.
That's a hard one.
You got to give me something.
Oh, that's a hard one.
There's a gun to your head. There's a guillotine around your neck. Steven Spielberg? Is it
Probably.
Spike Lee? Okay. All right.
Probably.
Okay. There you go.
Probably.
I would agree because he made Jaws. Any future projects before we wrap up?
Well, I'm about to turn your book into a movie.
Oh, yes.
The Wanderer's Game. I love that book.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Put my heart and soul into it.
Yeah, I still have a problem with the way you kill this guy off.
You're not supposed to tell everybody the ending. My goodness.
But yes, I'm definitely, at the end of the year, I'm going to start writing this, start turning this book into a screenplay.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, because I really do love the storyline.
At least he didn't tell which guy I killed off. Just giving the world the ending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Congratulations on this book.
Thank you.
I really do appreciate it. Yeah.
How can we get in touch with you, boss?
Well, I can be found Instagram DEUSP 600.
Okay.
I no longer have a Facebook because I think it's pointless. Sorry.
Okay.
Or DemedriusCharles.com. Those two outlets I can be reached either way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing more of your stuff.
Oh,
especially since my book is going to be one of them, brother.
Yes.
It'd be good to see it on the widescreen. It's been a Broadway play. It did a successful one-night run on Broadway, and that was a pretty dope experience.
And I definitely understood why.
Well, thank you.
Fell in love with
thank
it,
you.
yeah.
My mommy liked it.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be back next time with more Sessions Cafe. Stay tuned.
We need your help. I'm sending you in.
You do understand that if my mother smells a rat, I'm as good as dead. What kind of woman are you?
I will do what I have to do to protect my family.
Is that all you are capable of?
See, here we go again.
Jane is becoming a bit of an uncontrollable character, and you know how I hate it.
I am where I am today because I trust no one, not even myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sessions Cafe, brought to you by Intrigue Magazine. I'm your host, Keri D. Singleton, and today we welcome Sadir to the show. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you for having me.
We don't have applause yet. We don't have a live audience, but
you got to applaud for yourself.
We're working on it. We're working on
I'm
it.
my own
First thing I
cheerleader.
want to ask you, what does Sadir mean? Because I know you're a very educated, shall we say?
Yes.
Educated guy. I know
Educated.
it doesn't. I know you didn't just make it up on the fly. Is it an acronym for something?
Yes.
Okay.
Sadir means speak your dreams into reality.
Speak your dreams into reality. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I wouldn't expect anything less from you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a name like Little This or
No, not at all.
Yeah, or Young That.
Not coming up under my grandmother.
Right, exactly.
Things had to have meaning.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
things that resonate with other people.
Absolutely.
And you grew up in the Bronx. How did that influence your music career?
So actually back and forth between Virginia and New York. It was a lot of back and forth traveling. Virginia, New York, Baltimore, Florida. I'm like all East Coast. But how it affected my music is it allowed me to see different backgrounds from different people. You know what I'm saying? Down south, more laid back, chill, you know, sitting on the porch, sipping whatever.
Right.
Up here, crunk, on the go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just those two elements alone, you know, kind of give me the, you know, ability to do like the laid back, chill stuff as well as, you know, hype party stuff.
Because you've gotten different components from different regions of the country that have, you know, pulled
Fuse them all
together.
together,
Yeah, and we all are definitely. I feel like we're a soup with a whole bunch of different vegetables in it, and clearly you have a lot of different spices.
Yes, sir.
In your soup.
Yes, sir.
And one of the things that I love about your music, Sadir, is that you fuse together various genres of music. Talk to me about that. Well, where did that come from?
So it's funny that you mentioned that. When people ask me what kind of music that I do, I tell them I'm a multi-genre rap artist because, you know, hip hop is one. When I think hip hop, I think like the hard boom bap and, you know, but multi-genre, you know, it fits me more because my stuff is Afro beats, my stuff is pop, my stuff is R&B, my stuff is hip hop. You know, it's all kinds of house. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's basically what it is. Just you're gonna get different sounds on each record. Every single record it's not gonna sound like one long record.
Right.
Yeah.
And more, I'm assuming that a person listens to one of your songs, it's not gonna sound like 1,000 other records they've heard.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Because you have a more seasoned voice and a more seasoned style of music, even though it's multi genre. You have different. And I guess that comes from being in Virginia, being in Florida, being in New York. And who are some of your favorite artists?
Oh God. Well, everybody knows off the top Mary J. Blige.
Yes. Why?
Why? You know what? As the song says, I had a crush on her since real love.
Okay.
I've just always liked her.
What's
you know what I mean?
411. That was the album.
Prior to What's the 411, when she was doing features for like Father MC and such.
Okay.
I always had a thing. Before I knew who she was, I knew her voice. So when she came out, it was like, oh, this is who that is. You know what I mean? And it's just been a complete fanship ever since then.
Definitely
Not to mention
a soulful artist.
Yes, absolutely. Not to mention Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is like, dude, I thought I was gonna be Michael Jackson when I was a kid. What kid doesn't think they're gonna grow up to be Michael Jackson?
Right.
So
Yeah, who wants to be Tito? Not you, Tito Jackson.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the subject matter of your music, where do you kind of pull that from? The different things that you talk about.
Man, life. Like real life. And I know that is like a cliche thing. You hear artists say that all the time. Oh, you know, I'm keeping it real, whatever. But it legit comes from the things that I've gone through and the things that I'm going through.
Like?
You know what I mean? Oh God, everything. Parenthood, losing people, work life. I'm working on a joint right now called Hourglass, talking about how life is short, stop wasting your time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So anything that pops in my mind that I think is gonna be relevant to other people, you know what I mean? Well, all of us, you know what I mean? That, you know, resonates with me and I know it'll resonate with other people. I'm gonna write about it.
And you do have a son. And your relationship with your son, at least you're very active on social media. It's almost as if your social media audience are able to watch your fatherhood experience blossom, and as a person who takes fatherhood very seriously, because I adored my father, you know, before he passed away. The relationship that you have with your son seems like a storybook type relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was it like, you know, transitioning from being a person who was just pursuing their music or whatever else you were doing to now being a dad?
Man, it was, part of me wants to say it was hard, but another part of me wants to say that he was a very welcomed change. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
When it happened, man, I mean, just out of the blue, you know what I mean? Like, it's like parenthood just kind of hit me, like, boom, you know what I mean? And it was this thing of, at the time, I just started hosting my own show.
Okay.
And he came along and life as I knew it just stopped. And it was just a thing of reprioritizing and getting everything together, you know, just kind of shuffling the deck, if you will, and reordering things and making it happen from there. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like he stopped anything. Everything just kind of paused for a quick second until I could wrap my head around. Even now he's 7 and I still have those moments of, God, I cannot believe I'm a dad. Here we are 7 years in. So, and I don't think that feeling is ever going to go away, you know, but yeah, it was just a thing of reprioritizing, just shuffling life around and making it happen and keeping it pushing. So.
And how important is it to you to be a really, really good father?
It's super important because I didn't have that, and it's a thing for me to be the dad that I wish I had.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I have this, well, I'm not going to say it's my saying, but, you know, my dad showed me what not to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? By not being around, not being present, so on and so forth or whatever.
Wow.
You know, it's not like a sob story kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just, I know what I wanted coming up. I didn't have it, so he's gonna get it.
That, right.
You know what I mean?
And not just material things, but the relationship, the mentorship,
Absolutely.
looking up to somebody.
Absolutely.
I know you recently lost, within the last year, one of your best friends and musical partners, Rex, T-Rex.
Yep.
How has that affected you?
Terribly, in a word.
Take me there.
Oh boy. It's been an adjustment. He hasn't been gone a year yet. October 22nd would be a year that he's been gone.
Right. And it wasn't a violent issue.
No,
it was his health.
We had 2 shows together in Atlanta the week before, and the day that he passed away, we were supposed to perform together in Harlem.
Wow.
And something came up with my childcare to where I couldn't go because the show was actually his, and I was featured.
In Atlanta?
No, here.
Oh, in New York.
We had come back, and we were in Harlem. And yeah, and I you know, called the promoter. I was like, hey, I'm not gonna make it, da-da-da-da-da. Rex will be there shortly, but all the songs are his, so he should be good or whatever.
Okay.
I'll text him and let him know.
Yeah.
I sent the text, hey man, you know, I can't find a sitter, so on and so forth. Go ahead and rock out without me. And we always did that. It was never a thing.
Right.
So I started getting these calls like, Sadir, where's Rex? Have you seen Rex? Have you talked to Rex?
Wow.
After about the 4th phone call, I get another call from a mutual friend of ours named Deja down in Atlanta, and she is screaming like uncontrollably, like to the point where the phone sounded distorted. She's screaming, and I'm like, you know, what's going on? And when she finally got a breath, she told me what had happened. And from that point to now, man, life has just been so different. Because you got to think, we were best friends of 20 years. That's my brother, you know what I mean? My son's uncle.
That's most of your life.
Yeah, you know, and you know, to lose someone that you've known for that long, that you basically interacted with daily, you know what I mean?
Yeah, not just musically.
Yeah.
You all were yoked.
Yeah, that was like my road dog, as they say, you know? So on and off stage. So yeah, it's been terrible. But
and your sister passed as well.
Yep, my big sister.
How have you been coping with that grief?
You know what, Keri? I don't know. The grace of God, praying, trying to meditate as best as I know how. It's not like there's a handbook on that, but just trying to just keep my spiritual situation together and keeping the fact that I have my son to raise. You know, he has really been one of the main things that has really kept me.
Yeah.
Him and God. You know, if I didn't have those two, and he's so in tune with me, you know, he knows when his dad is upset. Like he'll tell me sometimes, like, you know, Poppy, I feel like you need a hug.
Oh, wow.
I feel like you need a hug. You look like you're okay, but I think you're sad. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, kids are
He's
very
reading right
intuitive.
through me. You know what I mean?
Very
so yeah,
intuitive.
those two, man, have just really kept me.
Your shirt. Your shirt is. We're talking about coping with grief.
Mm-hmm.
Explain to me the meaning behind the shirt.
So, you know how people have their top 5 rappers, singers, so on and so forth. These are 5 of my people that I've lost within the last year. All of these people have lost us. All of these people I've lost within the last year. Yeah. Senna, T-Rex, my girl Katina, my boy Brian, and my boy Howie.
And you wear them on your shirt proudly to keep their names alive.
Yeah.
What about your music? Do you use your music to keep?
I do.
In particular, T-Rex's name alive.
I do. I have a single out now called They Want Us to Party. And what's so crazy about that particular song is the week before Rex passed away, I played the song for him, but it was called I Just Want to Party. It was a whole different song.
Right.
Talking about, oh, I'm at work, I got to do this, I got to do that, but I don't want to do I don't want to be a responsible adult. I just want to party.
You just want to party.
And he loved the record. Oh my God, Sadir, that's so you know. That, oh my God, I can't wait to hear it. Let me know when it's done. Tell me when it's done. That was his thing. If I ever went to him with something that wasn't complete or it's an idea, let me know when it's done. I want to hear it when it's finished.
Yeah.
You know,
send me the finished product.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So after everything happened, and I was like, okay, I have to channel what I'm feeling into a song. You know what I'm saying? What am I gonna do? And it just felt right that the last thing that I shared with him that he was so excited about, that I make it relative. So it kind of turned into this thing where, you know, people were always, you know how people get, oh, they don't want you to be sad, they want you to this, they, you know, they wouldn't want that for you. Right. So I was like, you know what? Our people don't want us sad, depressed, carrying on. They want us to party. They want us to have a good time. They want us to be on the up and up. Right. So I rewrote the song to They Want Us to Party, and it's a tribute record.
A celebratory type song. Yeah. What's next for you, Sadir?
So right now I'm thinking, well, not thinking, what I'm doing. We shot the They Want Us to Party video. I'm promoting the single in the video. Okay. I also have a single out called Gimme That, which is a remake of Rob Bass's It Takes Two. We just started shooting the video for that this past Sunday. And I'm hoping to premiere both of them on, I want to say, October 22nd. That'll be a year that Rex passed away. Okay. His first year anniversary of being gone. So I'm really hoping to have those 2 projects done and ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got to come back on the show.
Absolutely.
And give us an exclusive on your new singles and all the other great things that you're doing. I know you got a lot of performances lined up. And brother, thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for coming on the show and not just talking about your music, but sharing you with our audience. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be back, Sessions Cafe,